emotions are supposed to last?
90 seconds. From the moment you think a thought, we're only doing 3 things inside of our brain at any moment in time. We think thoughts, we feel emotions, and we run physiological loops to what we're thinking and feeling. So let's say I'm going to think a thought like you did. I said, think of somebody you're not happy with. And you went and you thought about it, and then you felt it, and we could see it in your body. So you thought the thought, oh, that's the person, I'm mad at them. And then it's like, oh, I'm really mad at them. You could see you feel I'm really mad at them. And then you either act on it or you don't act on it. But if you simply observe it, it will loop right through, just like a muscle reflex. It's an emotional reflex, less than 90 seconds, which means, and everybody's saying, oh, I can stay mad for a whole lot longer than 90 seconds. But what you're doing then is you're rethinking the thoughts. That's re-stimulating the emotional loop, re-stimulating the physiological response. And it just goes on forever.
When you feel that emotion, is there a strategy for making sure that you don't act upon it or you don't re-loop?
Well, I enjoy it.
You enjoy the emotion?
I enjoy it.
Even if you're angry?
Even if I'm angry. Thank God I'm capable. I am wired to be mad. I am wired to be angry. I'm wired to push things away and say, that is not okay. I get big. I get ugly. I make myself heard because that's a healthy boundary I'm going to establish. So I celebrate the fact that I'm capable of anger. I love that I can be sad. I'm glad that I can grieve. Oh my God. Grief is this powerful emotion that can consume us, totally envelop us, take us to our knees. And it's like I have a friend right now who's about ready to pass away. Beautiful, beautiful person. She's been great, wonderful friend in my life. I love her, and I will celebrate every time the wave of emotion hits me because that's how much I loved her. That's how much I loved her. I celebrate that I'm capable of being taken to the floor in that kind of pain and just weep my whole soul. I mean, I'm wired for this. This is life. Why do I want to just put myself in a little box and say, I don't want to have grief. I don't want to have pain. I don't want to be mad. I don't want to do this. I want to be a robot. I don't want to be a robot. I want to be a whole human with a whole brain. I want all of it. It's delicious. Oh my gosh. And it lasts this long and then it's gone. Thank you. And I'm guessing your headache feels a little better.
Why did you say thank you?
Because it's so rare that people will really connect with another human being for anything more than like 3 seconds, and then I'm uncomfortable and I can't do that anymore. But we're here to love one another. You're the gift of my life. People on this planet are the gift of my life. We are the gift of your life. And if we are constantly judging each other negatively and pushing each other away and killing each other, we are violent against each other. And it's like, oh my gosh, we are so off track of what we could be as whole brain living. I truly believe the next step for our evolution is waking up the whole brain. And if we wake up our whole brain, the game is changed. And that becomes no. It's not okay for us to create war. It is not okay for us to create hate. It is not okay for us to make that division anymore. That is not what we respect, and that is not what we want as humanity. We want to be whole. We want to be the next level. We want to feel safe with each other.
Are you hopeful?
Completely. 100%. That doesn't mean we couldn't be gone in an instant, but absolutely. That's the beauty of the right hemisphere, is it is hope. It's possibility. And that's why when you talk to me about AI, yes, I think a lot about AI. AI is, wow. I listen to your podcast. There's a whole lot of wow, and I don't have that. And this is why.
What was that sound, sorry?
It's hard. It's hard. You've had some really difficult conversations about, the reality of the potential dangers. But here's why that doesn't bother me. Because I have a whole brain. And my whole brain says, yes, that is that. And that is going on. And that is scary. And I think about it through the perspective of a neuroanatomist. So I see the internet as like this higher level of consciousness that we're feeding ourselves into and everybody's plugged in. And now we're creating robots and consciousnesses that will think independent of us. So we're essentially creating an other that we cannot control. Well, I can't control who's got those nuclear codes. So from my perspective, I'm just glad I wake up every day and it's like, oh, I get another great day. And it's like, whoo, possibilities. So
Have you always been like this?
no, this really came with a stroke. This so much came with a stroke because I lost all of the box. I lost the box.
The box.
The box of thinking. This is right. This is wrong. This is the way we're going to do it. I value money. I was climbing the Harvard ladder. I was a little girl from Indiana. I was climbing the Harvard ladder. I mean, that was a pretty big deal to a little girl and her family. And so I was climbing the Harvard ladder. And then, bam, that was all gone. And when that was all gone, what I gained was connection, heart, time, possibility. My business perspective has shifted in that I don't reach out to people. I don't solicit. I don't hustle. I don't need to. Because if I'm working, great. I love to work. I love my work. It's yummy. I mean, it's like, how can I not? But I love to paddleboard. I live half of a life, half my time on a boat out in a beautiful cove, pretty much in isolation with the bear and the deer and the fish and the bobcat. I live in nature. I live the life I want to live. And then I get off the boat and I come and visit people and we talk, or I go and I do whatever it is I'm doing.
Had you not had the stroke, how different do you think your life would look?
Oh, I'd be probably a professor of neuroanatomy at Harvard Medical School, teaching and performing research, doing that thing. That was my dream.
Do you think you'd be happier or less happy?
Oh, no. I'm so glad I had that stroke. I am so glad I had the stroke. It set me free. It set me free. Having the stroke set me free from having to live a life based on other people's expectations about what my life should be.
Because it changed something in your brain?
Because that went totally offline and it wasn't going to be a choice anymore.
Is it still offline?
No.
So it went offline, which allowed you to focus on other things.
Think about the brain, think about your consciousness, and think about you have 4 parts of you. And all 4 parts are always running. And they're kind of vying for the microphone. Who's going to talk in this moment, right? Who's going to think what? Who's going to perform what? Who's going to do what? So we have these whole brains. And then imagine that you lose your business sense. You lose that guy.
Character 1.
Character 1 falls off the planet.
Which is the factual part, the working part. So that would leave me with just the sort of emotional part and the present part and the wisdom.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, do you miss it? Well, it's gone. Your ego has pretty much dissolved because that's a part of it. So, but you might be angry. You might be angry because I was doing so well and I was living a life and I liked those facts and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I wanted to do more business and I wanted to do more businesses and and you are that guy. I mean, you are so diverse in your business. You are so good at being character 1. But let's say he goes offline. What do you have left? So my character went offline. Would you still value? Would you have value? What value would you have if you weren't him? Tell me.
I think my girlfriend would appreciate me still. My dog would probably appreciate me.
Maybe more because you probably spent a little more time with it.
Yeah, probably, yeah. My girlfriend would definitely appreciate me more.
Because you'd have time. You wouldn't be running that wheel. You'd be a different part of you. And then if you can master and help heal your pain from the past or your disgruntled self that, well, I had this problem and now I can't use my left arm. And so I'm going to be a miserable human being the rest of my life because my left arm doesn't work anymore.
So how do we do that? How do we heal our trauma from the past from a neurological perspective?
Well, I think what we do is we recognize, first of all, the question, everybody wants to heal it. So the way to heal it is not to get rid of it. I cannot get rid of my trauma from the past. My pain from the past is real, and it is mine, and it is expansive, and it is mine, and everybody has their pain from the past, their trauma. We all have trauma. So what do I do with that trauma? Do I let that trauma just fester in that character 2 part of my brain? And then I just look at everyone else who's not like me now and say, well, you didn't have any trauma. You're better off than I am. I start making a negative, hostile judgment about, well, this is my trauma and I want to protect it. The purpose of trauma is to say to you, you're a biological creature. You're in the present moment. You're a real human being. You have a life. My life, part of my life is my trauma. And I will bounce from trauma to trauma to trauma to trauma. And if I look at the trauma and say, this is a horrible thing, well, maybe it was a horrible thing. And maybe that was 30 years ago and that was a horrible thing. And the more you think about it and you root into it, and the more often we run a circuit, the more that circuit stronger that gets and begins to run on automatic. And so now I'm always worrying about, oh my God, am I going to have more trauma? And I put all my energy into that trauma. Well, what am I doing? It's just the same as if I'm just a workaholic and doing nothing but character 1. And so the power of whole brain living is to know that I have 4 parts of me, and that trauma is important information. And let's say I was attacked, or I was raped, or I had a horrible experience with a person. And now in the future, whenever I see a person that looks remotely like that, I knee jerk away from that because I perceive myself from my trauma that that's not safe. So I push it away. That is an appropriate response. But then I say, oh, but this is actually a different person. And I can open up my right hemisphere and with curiosity look at this new person and say, well, you might look like somebody who hurt me many years ago, but you're not that person. Who are you? And make a connection in the present. So the trauma is supposed to be information. We get in trouble when we turn it into a lifestyle. So how do I heal that? I acknowledge it. I value it. I say thank you to it. I acknowledge its purpose, and I pull my energy into the other parts of my brain. My character 4, Queen Toad, can come in and self-soothe me and hold me.
And what would character 4 say to the trauma?
You're loved. You're okay. Thank you. Thank you for this information. Thank you. And hold it. Well, trauma needs to be heard. Needs to be held, and it needs to be heard. And then it can transform itself into the next level of, oh, okay, I'm okay, even though I had that trauma. Even though I had this stroke that all but killed me, I'm not resentful. Why would I be resentful? It's my life. This happened to be the life story of me. We all have a life story. So the question is, how much energy am I going to put into that and hold myself back when I have all these other incredible possibilities? And if I was hurt or I was raped, then I can actually, if I want to take that anger because I am madder than hell about it, then I can advocate for other people to help women get self-defense courses so that we can actually protect ourselves. I mean, I can turn it into something else. I can make lemonade out of lemons. We all can. We're wired for that.
You've talked a lot about how you think about the brain from a cellular perspective and how we keep it healthy from a cellular perspective. So I wanted to get some of your advice on lifestyle choices that I should be making to have an optimally healthy brain at the cellular level.
Number 1, sleep. Sleep is everything. Sleep, sleep, sleep. These are billions, 800 billion cells that are eating and creating waste for you to have a consciousness in every instant. Imagine the number of cells it takes for you to just look at me and have a relationship in this moment with me. I mean, your brain is working hard. So it's eating, it's creating waste. Go to sleep. Sleep should be a priority. And if you sleep, then the microglia can come out, and then all the garbage and waste can get cleaned up. The waste gets pushed away, and you wake up crisp and fresh the next day because your brain cells have been taken care of. What are you feeding them? If you are feeding them preservatives, you are preserving them. Oh my gosh, pay attention to what you're consuming. Fresh fruits, fresh vegetables. Try to do it if, I know we exist in a world where not everybody can eat organic, but boy, pesticides are poison. So paying attention to what we are consuming. How much sugar are we eating? Sugar is just not a healthy choice. No matter what. Now, I love chocolate and I'm going to eat chocolate. It's my, vice. I'm going to do it anyway. Dark chocolate. It's a bean. It's a vegetable. Somebody said that to me once and I believed him. Okay, so what are you eating? Movement. You have to move your body. You are an organism. So many of us think that, especially if we're in that character 1 left thinking brain, my body is designed to move my brain around. No, you are an organism. So finding ways to get yourself into the different characters is great for you. If you can't get into your body, name for me a song, if you would, that as soon as you start in on it, your body goes. What gets your beat going? Give me one.
Why did I think of Gigs Walking the hardest?
And do it.
No, I can't do it.
Yes, you can do it.
I was thinking of, because it was playing outside before we started recording, I was thinking of Olivia Dean's new song, Man I Need, but I can't sit here and sing Man I Need and then do the little...
Well, then don't sing it. Just get... So
thing she
for
does.
me...
She's like, I got to make it do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was forced. Now, can you do it like you mean it? We ought to put the glasses back on you and see what happens. Okay, for me, I'm disco era. Bum, 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 bum. Want some hot stuff, baby. I cannot not do this. I become my body, all of me. It's like dance like nobody's watching. That's what character 3 is all about.
So why is that important for a healthy brain at a cellular level?
Oh my gosh, it's the break. It's the pause. It's the fun. It's the joy. It's the present moment connection. What is my life going to be like if I don't have any of those things I just listed?
So exercise, quality sleep, nutrition.
Hydration.
Why is that so important?
Oh my God. Your body is nothing but cells connected to one another. And cells are filled with water, and the space between them is filled with water, and it's a delicate balance of what atoms and molecules are inside the cells versus outside the cells, but you're just a big liquid ball.
Excuse me?
Yes, you are. I said it and I meant it. That's what you are. You are a fleshy ball of you. That's it. Water. You need to be hydrated. Now, you can't overhydrate. If we overhydrate, then we're distilling what's going on in those populations in the cell or extracellular matrix. So you don't just, drink your weight in water every day, but you have to stay hydrated.
What about learning? Is it good for the brain or cellular?
Oh, yes. Yeah, it's wonderful. When I learn, let's say I'm going to learn to do a sport.
Yeah.
So, and let's say that sport's going to be tennis.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to go to my character 1, and character 1 is going to say, okay, this is how you hold the racket, and this is how you hold your body, and this is how you're going to swing that, and try that. And so left hemisphere comes in and gives you the plan, and it gives you the details, and you do that. And then at some point, you've done it enough that now you're just going to start whacking a ball, right? Whacking a ball. And you're going to practice it over and over again. And then it gets really fun. And then it's back in your body. And now we're back to girls just want to have fun. We're back into character 3.
Well, we know alcohol's bad.
Well, you're drunk because your cells are drunk. Just think about it. If I'm going to consume alcohol, it's going to suck the water out of those cells. They're going to be dehydrated, and I'm going to end up with a headache. And when they get fragile, because the membrane has been drunk, abused, eventually they tend to crenate and blow up, and that's the end of those cells. So alcohol's not good. Addiction is, we exist in a society, and I think that this is important. We exist in a society where the left hemisphere, especially character 2, where our cravings and addictions are, is if I'm not happy because I'm not living a fulfilled life because I'm on YouTube or I'm watching social media and all these people are getting all these clicks and I'm not getting all these clicks and I'm not living this lavish life that these other people are living, then I'm down on me and I'm just not very happy. I'm going to make poor choices. Because that is what that part of us is designed to do. So I say take responsibility for the energy you bring into a room. And if you pay attention to who walks in and what part of you walks in and you come in as a whole person, now I am completely available to master the moment, whatever the moment is.
Dr. Jill Bolte Taylor. If you had a closing message for my audience, something that maybe a subject we've missed, or something that you think is the most important thing to close upon, what would it be?
Your life is worth 30 seconds. If you're in your car and you're getting ready to pull out between those two cars that are coming, your life is worth 30 seconds. Take a breath, take a pause, and save your own life. It has changed my life. As soon as somebody said to me, Jill, isn't your life worth 30 seconds? And I thought to myself, oh my gosh, actually it is.
And what does that mean? It means just relax.
It means I'm not going to try to squeeze myself into boxes where I maybe don't fit or belong. I'm going to pause. Physically, I'm talking about physical. So seriously, if you're driving,
okay, so you're saying slow down.
Slow down. 30 seconds. Your life is worth 30 seconds. Be conscious about it.
Thank you. Very fascinating, incredibly fascinating. You have a remarkable energy and you have a wonderful way of reminding me of transitioning me from the working factual part of my brain to being more present in the moment. And I imagine you've done that for everybody that's listened today. There's a real pureness to you that I wonder if many of us might have just lost along the way somehow. So thank you so much for being who you are, and your journeys are unbelievably incredible, unbelievably inspiring. And the fact that you've been so centered on gratitude and an appreciation for life despite all that you've been through is a remarkable thing. We have a closing tradition on this podcast where the last guest leaves a question for the next, not knowing who it's for. And the question left for you is, what do you do when your life doesn't turn out the way that you had hoped?
I thank the universe. That option wasn't for me. Next. So easy. So easy. Thank you to that right hemisphere consciousness that connected to the universe with all those atoms and molecules and big old rocks floating around, that wasn't meant for me. Something better is on its way. Or I'm going to go paddleboard. I'm perfectly good with that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
If there's anything we need, it is connection, especially in the world we're living in today. And that is exactly why we created these conversation cards. Because on this show, when I sit here with my guests and have those deep, intimate conversations, this remarkable thing happens time and time again. We feel deeply connected to each other. At the end of every episode, the guest I'm interviewing leaves a question for the next guest, and we've turned them into these conversation